Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Leslie and today we're making sourdough brownies. Yep, we're making brownies with sourdough starter. So I'm going to start with 2 large eggs in my bowl here, and I'm going to get those whisked up just a little bit to break up the yolks and make it easier to add in my 1/2 cup of melted butter and my 1/2 cup of honey. And then I am going to add in a teaspoon or so of vanilla and get that nice and mixed together. These are a great holiday treat, so if you think anybody would enjoy these, please make sure you share this video, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. A trick for measuring out honey is if you spray your measuring cup with some cooking spray, or maybe rub a little butter, like take the butter paper and just kind of rub it on the inside of your measuring cup. The honey comes out so much easier and you get less of it sticking to the inside of your measuring cup. So just a little hack for you there. You could also use maple syrup instead of honey if you would prefer. In this recipe, you would just use a 1/2 cup of maple syrup instead of a 1/2 cup of honey. Okay, and now I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt. If all you have is coarse sea salt, that's perfectly fine. You would just add 3/4 of a teaspoon as opposed to a 1/2 teaspoon. And here comes the fun part. You're going to add 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. I'm just using regular baking cocoa powder, but you're more than welcome to use whatever cocoa powder you have. Dutch processed would be delicious as well. And it is at this point that I realized that my bowl was a little too small. So I'm going to switch my bowl out here in just a second into a bigger bowl. Here I go. I'm going to switch it out into a bigger bowl and then get that really mixed together. And yes, you gotta scrape every last little bit of that out because these are some good brownies. You don't want to miss a drop. And now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of my sourdough starter. I do have a gluten-free sourdough starter, as we are a gluten-free or mostly gluten-free family. So I have a gluten-free sourdough starter, but this will work with whatever sourdough starter you have. This is also a great recipe to use your sourdough discard from when you're feeding your sourdough starter, as opposed to just making pancakes. I know that's pretty much everybody's go-to, but you can make brownies and cookies. There's a whole host of different recipes that you can use your discard for. I did get a little cocoa powder in my sourdough starter, so I just scraped it out there into my bowl, and now I'm going to get that all mixed up before I add 1/3 cup of gluten-free flour. And this is just I believe it's the Krusteaz brand, gluten-free 1-to-1 baking mix substitute, but you could use whatever you had on hand. Or if you're not gluten-free, you just use 1/3 cup of flour. And now for my favorite part, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. The chocolate chips that I'm using are the Simple Truth allergy-friendly chocolate chips. They are gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, nut-free, all the free, non-GMO chocolate chips, and I'm just going to gently stir those in. Then I will pour this batter into an 8 by 8 inch glass baking dish that I've already sprayed with some cooking spray. And I'm going to put that into my preheated 325-degree oven for about 20 minutes. You may want to check it after 15 to see if they're done yet. You want the middle to be set but still soft looking. And then you're going to take it out of the oven and you're going to let it cool before you cut them and eat them. And I'll come back and show you the finished brownies. Alright, here's the finished brownies. They are done and they're delicious, by the way. We've already tried them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Y'all have a beautiful day and a Merry Christmas. Bye!